True Believers, it's your old pal Spider-Man back at you with another shave. I am not at home. Obviously, you can tell. I'm in a different place entirely. This video might make you a believer, a true believer in a different kind of way. This is going to be a shave from a haunted house, like a legit haunted house. And there was I just saw something right there that was weird. Really, really weird. Yeah. So last night, I'm gonna get into this shave first. I don't want this to go too long. So, I didn't think about my products that much. Last night, my girlfriend and I did a sleepover in a haunted house, and not like a spook house, but an actual house that is possessed. Not possessed like in a bad way, but there's spirits roaming around here. And so I did not choose my products. I just grabbed my travel kit and I went. So I'm using my 19mm Maggots travel razor synthetic, and I'm using my Edwin Yager puck. This is the lime and pomegranate, which smells amazing. I love this scent. Great pick-me-up for the morning. Really cool, really cool. So, yeah, we bought tickets and booked a tour of this haunted house. It's called the McInteer Villa. It was built in the 1800s, and there's been 9 confirmed deaths in the home. Just from mostly various people that have lived here. Some there's at least one child that they think that died from disease or something. And then just obviously back in the day, you have people that die of just natural causes in their house. Probably a lot more than what happens in today, because a lot of people today would die in a hospital or die in like an old folks home or something like that. But back in the day, you'd have a lot of deaths in the actual home. So anyways, there's been 9 confirmed deaths, and there's a lot of spirit activity in this house. It's actually one of the top haunted places in Kansas, which we are. We're about 2 hours away from my home. So it was an interesting night. So this might, as I was trying to say, this video might make you a true believer in a different sort of thing, being some extra ordinary paranormal activity. And then, as I was saying that, there was a little like light that I had seen over here, which is kind of weird. This is just my normal travel tech. I keep my travel stuff in this little kit, as you've seen before. So we showed up last night at 8 o'clock, and they kind of give you this little tour of the room, talk about some of the things, or tour of the house, talk about some of the things that happened in the room. It's a very cool old, like, Victorian style home. It's by what some would consider a mansion. It's pretty big. And there's a basement, there's an attic, and then 2 main floors. So we toured all different areas. We pulled out some of the, there's some professional ghost hunters here. So they brought out their various different tools and items to try to detect the presence of, try to record images or sounds. I know a lot of people in general did have feelings that there was, presences with us throughout the night. I'm personally, as much as I want to believe in stuff, not very sensitive to that. So I know a lot of people, they would go into a room and they're like, oh, it feels like heavy, and I feel something, or I feel uneasy. I have a feeling that there's like sadness. I don't have anything like that. And so I really don't really know what to think about some of the stuff. As much as I want to believe, I'm not going to just believe it without cause. So I want to see some proof. That's why I wanted to come here. I wanted to actually see something. So one of the tools that we used were dowsing rods. And there's a spirit of a little girl that communicates to people through dowsing rods. So if you don't know what that is, you've probably heard of people dowsing for water, but it's these two metal rods, you hold them, and then the electromagnetic currents and stuff can make the two rods sway, and so they can go apart from each other or come back into each other. And so you kind of set up the night, tuning yourself to it, saying, if they cross, that means a yes answer. If they come apart, that means a no answer. And then you just can ask basic questions. And if you're sitting there not asking any questions, those things will just sit there straight as an arrow. And certain times, if you do ask it a question, they'll cross. A lot of people think it's how you hold them, and subconsciously, if you want the answer to be one thing, you'll kind of bend them yourself. But there's also some cool things that we saw with it. They started off, they've done enough stuff here to know the name of the girl, how old she is. And we kind of did some stuff in a group with her, asking her questions. Her name was Allison. She was a 5-year-old girl. And it's neat to see, but I wasn't getting that much from that experience. So they do the tour, they go through all the different rooms, but then you hit a point in the evening where it's free time. And you leave the group, you can go to any room, do whatever you want. So Amber and I went back to that room with the dowsing rods, and we were trying to start a conversation with her, and I was asking some questions and not getting a whole lot of responses, but I said, do you have any pets? And they crossed. And they said, do you have a dog? Well, so after I asked that, they reset. And I said, do you have a dog? And they didn't move. And I said, do you have a cat? And they crossed again. And that was kind of the most definitive answer that I got out of the session. Now, you might not think that anything by that, but I went down to the group who was downstairs, and a couple of the people who were leading the group were also there last night. And I said, hey, while you guys were talking about Allison, I said, did anybody ask her about pets? And he said, yeah, she loves cats. So, was I communicating with this spirit? I don't know, but that's something that's kind of one of those things that, like, is it just a coincidence? It could be, but it's just a single data point, right? And it just can maybe with a few other things make you start to then right before we were gonna go to bed, we just stayed in one of the rooms, and it was a room, actually, well, this bathroom is right off of that room, so we kind of have a semi-private bathroom here for the room that Amber and I were staying in. And we chose that mainly just so we could really have access to our own bathroom, and so I could do this video. But that room is what they call the library, and it is possessed by a spirit named Charles. And it is believed that he killed himself in that room. And so they were trying to do an EVP with him, trying to just set a recorder down, ask some questions, play it back, and then the communication device, the recorder, can pick up sounds that we can't hear. So you play it back and see if there's any voices, any responses to the questions that you're asking. Now during that time, we didn't get any responses. We didn't hear anything. However, in the downtime, in between, we did 2 mini sessions with it, and in between we were just talking, and there was 4 of us in the room, kind of sitting in a square position, and I was watching the lady who owns the house right across from me. She was talking, and I was just paying attention to her, and then out of the corner of my eye, where one of the other ladies was sitting, who was leading one of the investigations here, I saw this white light, it's kind of about yay big, just kind of sweep across the room, but not like, it wasn't like a car light, and this was 2 o'clock in the morning. There was no cars on the road. We would have heard a car drive by if it was caused by a car, and it was kind of moving too slowly to be a car too. But I just saw this kind of white light out of the corner of my eye, kind of dimly start from about where she was sitting and went across the bookcase. And I didn't really think anything of it other than I saw that, and I just passed it off as I saw this light. And then right after that, she's like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And she's like, "I just saw this ball of light move like from me over here." I'm like, "I saw pretty much the same thing." And then the other people in the room also, they're like, "Yeah, we saw that." And again, like, there aren't any, there's some very small windows up high that were open, and then the other windows are all blacked out with curtains. So it's nothing that could have come from any of the windows, from any light sources outside. So that was just one of those things that, you know, when you start to see things like that, they just kind of add up. And then like that little light thing that we saw at the beginning of the video, was that a little ball of light? Did I capture something? Don't know. So watch this video and see if you see anything from it. Do you pick up anything? Have you seen anything while I've been doing this and not paying attention to the video? I'm gonna go back and rewatch it and see if I see anything, but it's just interesting. This is an interesting video. It's been an interesting night. You know, even if we didn't see like definitive proof or answers, it was a fun evening. Highly recommend doing this. And then, so cool thing, you book the tour. You know, you got all the sodas and water that you can drink all day long. They got snacks provided for you, and then in the morning they give you breakfast before they kick you out. So I'm just putting on some witch hazel right now. Finish up a shave. I don't know how many shaves are on that that Persona blade that I put in that razor, but felt a little bit rough, but I thought it was sort of new, so I'm not really sure. But being that it's in my travel bag, I have no idea. I don't keep track of when I use them or when I change them out. I just use it until I have like a bad shave, and then I change it out. So I got my travel mix, which is kind of one of my go-tos when I'm traveling. This is a 50-50 mix of Skin Bracer and Brute, which to my nose smells similar to High Karate. That's brisk, baby. No, I love the feeling of Skin Bracer, the nice, calm menthol. Not calm, I meant cooling, like cooling menthol that's in it. So that's a good wake me up. It's a good pick me up in the morning, especially since I didn't get to take a shower, so I kind of just woke up and went straight into the shave this morning. But that feels great. So that's my haunted shave for today, straight from a real live haunted house. Yeah, interesting shave for me, interesting evening. Looking forward to finishing out the rest of the morning. We've got a couple more hours here before we have to leave. Thank you for watching, most especially, and enjoy your shaves out there. Later.